Are you a fan of the Dragon Ball Super card game? If so, check out QueenCityGaming.com for sealed product, singles, and more. Just use promo code MafubaJar-10 to save 10% off your order every time.
Welcome back to the Mafuba Jar. We've been sealed away for another awesome video. Now guys, a little while ago you saw a battle between myself and Isaac with his Super 17 against my Broly, and you guys have really wanted to see a deck profile, so it's a little late because we have a bunch of Destroy King Sex 6 stuff that we had to put up, but you guys asked and did my best to deliver, so Isaac, take it away.
Alright, what's up guys? I was running Super 17, the battle with Noel, and I really like this leader. I think it's really good. What he does is that he bursts his 2, so he puts the top two cards from your deck into the drop, and he draws a card. And it doesn't matter if you're swinging a leader or a battle card, it draws a card. It's very good. When he awakens, he untaps 2, and then he becomes a Super 17 Evil Intertwine. And then on this side, he has a Sparking 5. So as long as you have 5 cards in the drop, he will activate. And what he does is that he gains critical. And then he has an active main, which never comes up. I've never used it. And what it does is if your opponent has a, I don't even know what it does, 10 or more, because it never comes up. Your opponent has to discard until they have like 9 cards. So if they have like 15 cards for some reason, and you make them discard 6 off of like his effect, which is good, but like it just never comes up.
I mean, at the very least, at least it's not a once per turn thing.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
So if they somehow keep gaining cards when you're battling, you could just make them keep pitching them.
All right.
But as you said, that rarely comes up.
Moving on to the main deck, we run 4 copies of Newfound Power Son Goku or Son Gohan. What this card does is it helps you self-awaken. So when it attacks, it activates. You take a life, and it gains +10 in critical. This is really good because green wants to pressure with crit and pressure the hand early on. So we run 4 copies of him, and then to help us ensure an awakening, we run 2 copies of the Inferno Emperor Frieza. And what he does is on play, he will take a life, and that's it. You don't need a swing or anything, so if you just want to take a life and pass, this is a really good turn 1 play when you can't attack.
Yeah, because both Crisis Crusher and the 2-drop Blue Goku are still running quite a few decks.
Yes, so it helps with that. Now we run 4 copies of Dr. Gero Evo's Inventor, and what this card does is that on play, you will look at the top 3 of your deck and grab any android. Now this grabs anything that's in the character, in the special trait, not in the name, like the 2-drop. So it's really good to help you grab combo pieces.
And just the amount of cards you could search with that Dr. Gero is insane.
Yeah, we have a lot of targets for it. And then we run 4 copies of Endless Malice Android 17. When this card first came out, I wasn't a big fan of it because it had burst 3. I thought that was too much. It was actually really good because he's a 2-drop, and when you burst 3, it gains critical and +5. So it's a 2-drop with 15 in crit, and it has synergy with your deck, where it allows you to put combo pieces into the drop area, and then use those cards for later plays. It's really strong, and it's Android 17, which is very crucial to the deck. Now with the release of set 6, we have to play 2 double impact Krillin. We only have 1 currently, but what double impact Krillin does is that on play, when you play this card, you KO anything that's a 2-drop or less, ignoring barrier. And the main card you want to pop with this card is Mercenary Tao from set 6, and that card pretty much shuts down your deck. If you want to hand destroy them, you're going to have to waste more resources. So if you make them discard 1, you're going to have to discard 3. So we don't want to deal with that, so we have to main deck 2 of these. 3 might be the better number, but for now I'm playing 2 because not a lot of people are playing hand destruction, so therefore a lot of people are not maining Mercenary Tao. I think it's a really important card if you're looking to play hand destruction post set 6.
Yeah, honestly, it's weird. When that card first came out, I was like, oh man, that's bad. I only get through at 2 drops, but like, now it's amazing.
It's our best card for that card. And our main little guy here is Hellfighter 17, Evo Revived. And what he does is that he's a 3-drop. He unions for free. And all you have to do is grab a 17 from your hand or from the drop. Which is why like bursting and sending cards from deck to drop is really important. And what he does is that you put a 17 under and you bring out your Super 17 chain. He is not an Android 17, so a lot of people will try to play one and try to put another one under. That does not work because you have to put a 17 under, Android 17. He's a Hellfighter, so 4 copies of him. And for our Super 17 engine, we run 2 Super 17 to further heights. He has Deflect, so he cannot be Cold Bloodlusted, Crusher Balled, or Preemptive Strike. And he has a Barrier, so he can't be targeted. It's really good. And on play, what he does is that he will pop a card, any card. It doesn't matter the energy cost or whatever. It does not ignore Barrier. So if it has Barrier, it will not KO it. And what he does is that you tap 4 energy to specify green card, and he brings out this guy. And what this guy does, we only run 1 copy, and I'll explain why. So we run 1 copy of him, Super 17 Cell Absorbed, and he has critical, dual attack, and he also has Deflect, so you can't really stop him. He has Sparking 10. Sparking 10 is just have 10 cards in the drop, which is very easy with this deck because you're bursting early on. You're playing your Endless Malice Android 17 to help you burst there. So you're going to meet the requirement. And if you play against like Janemba, it's even better. You'll have this card live pretty easy. And yeah, the double crit is really good because you're able to pressure their hand. And the only reason why we only play 1 because we really only need it like towards the end of the game. We don't really need this at the end. And the cool thing about the Super 17 engine is that it doesn't matter if your combo pieces are in the drop or in the deck, because the 3-drop brings out anything that's in the drop or in the deck, which is very powerful. So that's it. And then we run 1 copy of Super 17, the Inferno Machine. Again, we only run 1 because you can bring him out for 3 and then combo him off when you attack him with leader when he's awakened, and then 20 crit. And then if you have another 3-drop, you can tap 3 and then put a 17 under and bring him out again. It's really easy to do, so you can kind of loop him. And what he does is that on play, you have to discard 2 and your opponent has to discard 2. So it's like it's a trade-off, but like your deck, the whole base of your deck is just hand destroying your opponent and then swinging with crit and then pressuring them more. So you're eventually going to win in terms of card advantage. Also, he has double strike, so it's a really good finisher. And the biggest thing about this card is that this card cannot be negated. They can still counter it with like Mafuba and other cards, but like it's still really solid. It just can't stop it.
Oh yeah,
with regular
absolutely.
negates. So run 1 copy of him, and then we run 3 copies of Surprise Attack Frieza. And this is one of the BCC promos. This is actually really good because
I love that card.
This card has critical, so it goes with the theme of your deck, and it pressures our opponent's hand. And he comes out for free if you manage to KO one of your opponent's cards. And the way we play this card is that your negates KO a 2-drop or less. So on their turn, if they swing with the 2-drop, you will negate and then KO a card, and then bring out this guy. And then now they'll probably pass. If not, they can't really kill it unless they have a card that KOs cards. But they can't swing it because it's inactive. And on your turn, now you have two criticals, which is really important. You want to pressure with crit as much as possible. And then moving on, we run 4 Infernal Villany cells. And this is just one of those combo cards where if you combo, you tap 1 and you draw a card. It replaces itself. And it has crit. It really never comes up. But the other reason why we need it is because you need a cell card to put under this guy. So like early game, you'll like combo 1 so you don't take damage, and then later on your turn, you're going to use this same card, which already replaces itself, and use it for your chain. So you're getting extra value out of your cards.
Oh yeah.
It's really, really insane. And then this is a tech card I was thinking of running in case I don't run, if I run into a mercenary towel and I hand destroy and like I need to draw cards. This guy draws if you have 4 cards in hand. So if I have no cards, if I have 1 card in hand, I play him, I'm going to draw 4 cards, which is insane. And the other thing about this card is that it's a Android 17, so it's combo fodder for your Super 17 chain. And then moving on to the super combo.
The bane of my existence.
Yeah, the Stoutheart, probably the best. I don't want to say the best super combo in the game.
It's one of the best.
But it's really, really strong. Being able to make them discard during their turn is really powerful. If they're trying to like KO you with like Mira and they have 1 card and they combo their leader, and then you go like Stoutheart, make you discard your Mira and you take the damage, and now they lose because they didn't play around this card. It's really strong. And Stoutheart, you combo him when you swing with your leader, which has crit. So you make them discard 1 and they take 1 critical, which is really devastating. And then we play 2 Gotstrike Berries. This is a set 6 card, and this is the combo card where you tap 2 of your energy and you name a skill. So if your opponent's trying to kill you off with a triple strike, you literally just leave 2 energy open, combo this card, and that triple strike goes to 1. So if they go all in with that triple striker, they're going to lose because you're just going to take 1 damage. This card is just too powerful.
But
it's
honestly,
really good.
I wouldn't run any more than 2 because of the fact that you need 2 energy to activate it.
Paying 2 sometimes can be hard, but the thing about green is very interactive and likes countering a lot. So like your opponent is always going to worry about them. Alright, so we run 2 Shocking Death Balls, and then I run 2 Speed Surprise Attacks. The Shocking Death Ball has the sparking effect, and it just, if I have 5 in the drop, I play for free. I take a life, and then when this card is activated, you kill 1 of their creatures that's 2 drop or less. So if they're trying to go wide against this deck, you can punish them by playing this card. And what this card does is it's a regular negate, but you can pitch one card.
Yeah, it's 1 card.
Yeah, place 1 card, so it's not restricted to green. If your leader is Android, obviously, then you pop a 3-drop or less. Now, what's good about this card is that a lot of people are expecting this card, and when they go for like a digging deep play, they're like, oh yeah, the Shocking Death Ball doesn't hurt me. He has 1 green up. Who cares? I'm gonna play digging deep, swing, and then you play this, and then they're like discard and just kill your digging deep. If you're going up against baby, it's really powerful because now they can't baby chain you. It's really good. And then we run 3 Preemptive Strikes. This is probably my most favorite card for green. Preemptive Strike, if you come from Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's a solemn warning, so it negates the summon of any creature that's a 4-drop or less. It's very powerful because your opponent has to play, when you have 2 energy up, your opponent has to play around it. There's no way for them not to play around.
Yeah, that card is insane.
It's very, very good. And the thing about green is just all about control. So if you're able to slow the game down because they're trying to play around this card, then that's a win for you, because the further into the game state you advance, the more damage you're going to do with your crits and your hand destruction effects. And then tech choice, I run 2 minus kill zones. I don't like running all around in this deck. I used to run 1 Scientist Fu, but I like this card more because what this card does is that your opponent can't activate counterplays. So cards like Preemptive Strike, Cold Bloodlust, and Crusher Ball, they can't play.
Bloodlust.
Yeah, they
Bloodlust
can't play.
Is now everywhere again.
Yeah,
it's like
really,
set 1 all over.
Yeah, Star Deck Brawly is a thing, and they run both Cold Bloodlust and Preemptive Strike. So you do not want to lose. And when you tap 3 for your Hellfighter and they Preemptive Strike, you're going to lose because you're so far behind, and that's like your starter of your whole entire deck. So we run 2. And it's very easy to activate because, again, we burst. And then finally, we run 2 Hidden Power E Supreme Kai. This card is just absolutely nuts. A lot of people are just like, why not run Champa? Well, Champa's good, but you don't have the option. Having the option is very powerful because you can just swing. If you're trying to do 1 damage and you have this card and you need this to combo, you can just swing combo with it and not declare double strike.
Oh, and wait, you don't have to declare double strike?
No. So it's optional. That's why a lot of people get Rule Shark on this card, because a lot of people will combo with this card, and then they will say that's it, and then his opponent would be like, sure, I'll take 1 damage, and then they're like, but it has double strike, but you have to declare. That's the biggest thing about this card. So it's optional, and being optional is really good because it allows you to win games in different ways. So like, you can use this as just a 10k combo card and not give it double strike, and your opponent will think, oh, it's double strike, I'm going to take 2 damage, I'm going to get 2 cards in hand, and then you're like, no, it's single hit. I did not tell him, I did not give it double strike. You have to declare. So it's very powerful, and I love this card. And
I never knew that, honestly.
Yep, and that's it. And yeah, and the only thing I know, a lot of people are asking why not run like Cell. Cell is just not good in general. Cell Chain's only good in the Cell Chain deck where you run the Cell Leader and you run Cell's Rebirth. Unfortunately, the Cell's Rebirth card is only restricted to Cell. So that's the reason why I don't run Cell Chain.
Honestly, that's fair.
Yeah, it's just, it slows you down, and the Super 17 chain is just so much better, and you just run really good green cards, and you're just set. You really don't need Cell Chain.
Yeah, honestly, I believe that leader right there is why they limited the 3-drop Cell one.
So before the hits, we were running both Cell Chain and the Super 17 chain, and I played it, and it was absolutely nuts. Being able to do either or is really good, very powerful. So I'm glad Bandai actually did that. I am a big fan of hand destruction and Cell Chain decks, but it's for better of the game.
Right, absolutely. All right, Isaac, thank you very, very much for profiling this.
No problem.
Honestly, I've always wanted to play the deck, but I've never been too experienced with androids, so I was afraid of making like not a good one. But I'm so glad I was able to get someone who actually knows what they're doing when it comes to androids, be able to profile a deck here. So thank you very much for that. Let's go ahead and turn that red side up. All right, guys. So if you guys like this video, be sure to smash that subscribe button. Give this a big like, and big thank you to Isaac here for profiling this for us here today. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and hope you have a fantastic day, and you've all been released.